So you're thinking of switching to product management? If yes, I think this video is for you. So first point, what I've observed from last 5 to 6 years that, you know, first category of PMs I see is engineers. Um, they often think that, if they have done a job for 3 to 4 years, so if they switch to a product management job, you know, they will do really great. And trust me, that's a really bad motivation to become a product manager. That's not it should be, right? And it is true for designers, QAs who are thinking of becoming a product manager, right? Because in on a daily basis, what you see in office, right, that PM is kind of leading the product, right? He's not the one who's exactly taking some decisions, but what you see is that he's leading a feature, he's leading a product, right? He's conducting a meeting in which, leadership is there, some people from customer success, some people from marketing are there, and he's trying to, put forward what is this product about, and what can be how does the whole roadmap look like from for next, for the next quarter, right? So when you see this persona, uh, it can look it can look very attractive, you know, but just don't switch to a product management just by seeing it, because you're bound to feel if that's the motivation, right? Uh, so how do I know that can I switch to a product management, or if this field is going to excite me for all my life, right? I think first thing you should do, before also before learning any of the skills, is seeing that, just observe your product manager in the office, what actually he does, right? Because you'll often see he's working on some document. You'll often see him, where he is doing some competitive research, right? You often see him, in the meetings, in different meetings with, different department of a company. It can be customer success, it can be sales, it can be engineering, it can be with the leadership also, right? So just observe what PM is doing, right? To, to how many people he's doing conversations, right? So one point to add, me myself is in this whole product management field from last 4 to 5 years now. I can tell you one thing, switching your persona, you know, um, depending on to whom you are talking to. So I become a very technical person if I'm talking to engineer. If I'm talking to a designer, I wear that hat of a designer, right? And to him, that designer, I'm not going to talk in technical jargons. Okay. Third thing, if I'm talking to a business person, right, that who can be, a customer success person, or he can be a sales person, he can be a marketing person, right? So I'm not going to, because I'm going to talk to that person from a business point of view, right? Because that's what matter to them, right? So can you do that? Can you do that, right? Think about that, right? um, Second is, observe that if you are a part of any meeting, right, and if a tech lead of that team is presenting something, right? Suppose you have worked on a project, the whole team have worked on a project, and now you are presenting your solution. um, you will notice one thing, that PM is the person who is the most critical about product. He will point out things which which your eyes have missed out. Right? It's not a mistake. It's just how PM thinks. Right? So if you yourself are able to point out those mistakes in that project along with the PM, right? Maybe maybe you can be the right candidate to become a to become a to become a product manager, right? Um, that's second, being critical about a product, right? And third is, are you a problem solver, right? What I mean by that, there are different problems to solve in a startup or in a big company, right? There can be a technical challenge, right? Which of course need a technical, technical knowledge to solve it. You have to know how to code. If you're a backend developer, you should know a lot about architecture, APIs, etc. Right? If you're a front end developer, you should know a lot about React, Angular, and a lot more. I'm just taking one example, right? So, so what I mean by problem solving when it comes to product manager, right? So many a times you will see that before even starting the development part, right? A PM has to think about lot of cases, uh, even if and write all those cases in a document. So basically, he will visualize whole product before even it is launched, or before a single line of code has been, somebody has written single line of code also on about that product, right? So can you visualize that, right? That's also a very important point to think about if you're thinking to switch to a product manager job, right? um, Fourth thing, how good you are in thinking what to solve for and what not to solve for. Can you do impact management uh, very smartly, right? Because there's no point in solving problem which is not impacting a lot of people, right? So can you think, or can you how good you are in prioritization, um, gauge yourself accordingly, right? There, because there can be case you must have seen in organization itself, right? That many times a tech lead or engineering manager or developer wants to build something, but then product manager said, eh, will be saying that, this is not a priority currently. We should solve for this, and these are the A, B, C, D reasons. And he's not just, dictating. He will make you understand by giving you some logical reasons behind it, right? So all this are things you can do for free just by observing a product manager daily life in your office, right? And after observing for 4 to 5 months, you know, if you still think, right, that you can you can try this field, um, you're more than welcome. Because see, the beauty about product management is that you if you're an engineer, you can become a great product manager. You can be a marketing person, you can be a customer success team person, you can be a business person, you can be a QA, right? Or you can be a tester, and you thought of becoming a PM, right? So anybody in the world, right, can become a PM. It's just that you should have a right motivation to do it, right? And I just talked about all those points. um, Comment below if you agree or disagree. I'm happy to make a conversation around it. Yeah. And if you have any doubt, let me know. Bye.